So I'm going to roll a cigarette and go out for a breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air. Another thing that I find quite interesting is, you know, a lot of my friends who still work full time or are employed, their behaviours aren't any different from a lot of the behaviours I see where people are medicated, institutionalised, so on and so forth. It's not even a case of, and I'm speaking generally. Obviously there are people out there who, you know, there are extremes of every spectrum sort of thing. And I'm not against medication if that's someone's personal choice, by all means. And it's the medical choice which is advised for that person. So, but I find it interesting how if you work full time, it's not a mental illness because you're paying taxes. But if you can't cope, because everyone's limits are different and everyone's environment is different, so you could have two people with the same mental health disorder or diagnosis, but one lives with two very supportive parents who are financially stable and able to provide some sort of support network for their child, who might be an adult child, and then you might have somebody who doesn't have that safety network or that support network, and so though the disorder is the same, though the manifestation of the mental instability is the same, because they can't cope, they have a different experience. Oh, hello. So it's quite interesting because then the people that work and are supported in working and come from families of workers and so on and so forth. When I say work, I mean employed. They're less likely to reach a point where they're diagnosed. Again, generalism. And the people without that support network or without paying tax, diagnosed and treated, I find it interesting. Obviously there's a myriad in between that, but maybe it's necessary, who knows. I find it exploitative because once it's known or admitted that there isn't the support network there, your health and your status within society. I know a lot of like hippie people and spiritual people don't believe in status. They think that it's part of ego, but in reality it's part of the human experience. It's life and lifestyle and money and food and somewhere safe to live and things like that. It's
Okay. Bye. Bye. In a bit. Okay, bye.
It's insidious because when people such as myself talk like this, if I were to show you the street, you'd just see people walking around. It's not evidenceable without effort. So it is actually easier to just join it. It is easier to just join it, and that's what is deemed to be sanity or health, you know, or contribution. Anyway, got an audience now, so I'll have to go.